Look at this. This replay is called I Can Hardly Look at This. You know, the level of visceral annoyance I experience watching this sort of game in which I lose. You know, it's because that's my name up there. It's me. I'm the one getting my peons obliterated there, right? Human army's better than your army. You know, that meme came to existence because I think it's easier to control the human death ball when it gets to this point. Wow. Look at the chunking. So much damage. Look at this. Alright, guys. Wow, those were... Whew. That was physical. That was not fun to do. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a Nickoldhead video. And you know, this isn't just any video. This is a video that I have been putting off making because it's difficult, right? These are the videos in which I lose. These are losing matches for me. And you know, it's hard for me to watch them because it's like, ooh, painful. It's painful, right? It's painful to lose in this game, especially when one tries so hard to win. So let's just embrace the salt. Let's embrace the sweat. I'm going a Blade Master Headhunter mirror image build here. And I actually like my decision here to creep early because normally Undead is doing the creeping. And I cannot express how bad this is by my opponent because, okay, you really think I'm gonna, like, what, let you get the last hit there? So it's fine. We're just going to weaken this. He could have possibly got the last hit on there, but look, now I can just change the aggro to make the turtles hit. So I am just very aware that the death girl is trying, and then you see this is just shallow undead gameplay. This normally really shouldn't work, and as you see, it kind of won't. Like, okay, no experience there, just kind of feeding ghouls. But what has my opponent done well? Well, my opponent is now pressuring some of my build here. I wanted to just creep. I wanted to just freely creep with mirror image, but instead, oh, very unlucky, I get hit there. Just a catastrophic situation. Not only does the nighttime turtles mess me up, but I have to be so cautious of this Death Knight who could just kill me. So, you know, now this is happening, and I'm a little greedy here. This is why I eventually, something bad happens. This also tilts me beyond all belief, because if we just simply salve right here, this should be a mirror image, but it's not a mirror image. Do you see? There is no way the Blade Master should die there. The Blade Master could easily salve, live. The Blade Master could easily mirror image, live, but don't. So this Hail Mary undead play that should never work in a million years, you just so happen to get a kill. So now, imagine if that kill wasn't there. You don't get any of this experience, and it's just... But unfortunately, see, this is the real, the gem, the secret of Warcraft 3. For as annoying as it is that my opponent was playing poorly, I'm playing worse. I'm playing worse, right? The lack of mirror image there is actually here. Let's turn this down a little bit. The lack of mirror image there is really... Come on. You know, I know I don't have Windwalk. Windwalk just solves that whole problem, by the way, and you're not in risk, but... So here we are, and I just... Look how ill-fated this undead strategy is. The creeping is abysmal. Look at this. Look at the ghouls. So low HP, not tanking with the Death Knight, and it's like just ghouls. Just you're just now hitting tier 2. So we're about the same tech speed. Decides to creep that, but says, no, I'm not. Creeping the tiny camp. So wouldn't you think that my opponent would have this advantage after getting my hero killed like that? By the way, this drives me crazy. This thing here, I gotta... You know, gotta crop that. There you go, that's better. Where were we? So, don't you think he'd have the advantage? Well, no, he doesn't. He's still... lower level, because it's such a bad idea to try to out-creep a mirror image Blade Master with Headhunters, and yet that's exactly what my opponent is doing. So, you know, talk about a game in which I should have had huge advantage here. Now, I'm just trying to be a bully here and creep. Very lucky. I even get the ruined bracers, and I immediately just TP out. I think getting the TP here, I don't actually think that's worth it. I think I could have just fought him there. I think if I just macro this situation better, I pull the creeps, I get the camp, I still get the rune bracer, and he actually doesn't get to clean that up. But I actually allow him to clean that up. And, you know, we're just going to go through the motions here. We're creeping. We're getting tier 2. You know, this isn't a game in which you have to really wax poetic and, you know, elaborate so long on these little tiny decisions. It's more like the big decisions, right? Look, I'm just letting this opponent creep so weak. Such a weak opponent. Like, as in not that my opponent's playing poorly, but just like at any point I could just come over and crush the army with just Blade Master TC. Look at this, just losing ghoul. Not bad. See, but I don't get us around there. Would have been nice to force that. A little bit of nice hero Dota there. He gets headhunter kill. But we're just massing ghouls. Massing ghouls and getting all of that attack upgrade. We have a clear strategy here. And I'm just creeping. Thinking that my orc heroes will save the day. Just creeping. Now we have Master Headhunt. Man, how... See, the fact that this game is even going this late is just upsetting. Because I just think that ultimately my build here and my macro was not good. I'm only having Spirit Lodge. And I should get like a Tiny Great Hall. So I'm trying to go for the Tiny Great Hall expansion here. But my opponent attacks. Pretty nice timing, you'd say. But man, I feel so favored. So what actually happens is this. What are we focusing? We should just be killing the ghouls, but we're focusing the Frostworm. I actually think this is a strategic mistake here. The Frostworm looks scary, but you just need to focus these headhunters down. I mean, focus the ghouls down. They're doing so much damage. War Stomp's good, but I'm focusing on the Lich. Lich just has invuln, but it doesn't even oh wow, the Lich doesn't even use the invuln. It feels bad to lose these matches when you look at them from this perspective, because it's like, nah, I think the Orc's favored here. Yeah, he TP, but I lost headhunters there too. I lost units there too. Wait, I win that fight, and I'm creeping, and I have an expansion. How does one lose this? Undead comes here, still trying to fight, but I have bad unit control, so I'm not able to get the kill. Not able to get the kills here. My opponent is really just being so risky here. Oh my gosh, really? You're just feeding me units, and I'm still not able to win this game? How is this Blade Master ever going to die? With rune bracers and all these items. See, that's the problem actually. I'm not pushing my advantage. My largest strength hero is just off the map. My opponent's messing with my production. 39 out of 22. I'm not able to macro fast enough, you know. Training paused. Meanwhile, you know, for all the things my opponent was doing poorly on the micro scale, you know, their larger strategic decisions are just, I don't know, a little more aggressive than mine. You see, this one ghoul is going to destroy all of this. That's crazy. That one ghoul investment. Meanwhile, and you know not to fight because you're going to lose. And do I have a TP? So I'm just going to be killing these. Killing the Ziggurats. But now you're killing my expansion. Now this was the misplay. So bad here. So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna just deal with these ghouls by myself. But so silly, Nick. Now your Blade Master's by himself. Now the Blade Master, I should have just kept on running. Attacking was a mistake, and then because I don't TP fast enough, I'm now fighting without the Blade Master. Horrible. Look how much, look at them. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing that I'm losing this game. And now my TC dies, and now my opponent has been gifted the game because of my inability to macro. You now have higher level heroes, and every single advantage that I have is gone. And now it's just a matter of trying to get back to where I once was. Doesn't matter. GG's. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy how the one decision to defend the expo by myself, just greed. I could just kept attacking this. Just keep attacking the spirit towers, and then the opponent has no base and is forced to come to you. But didn't do that. Oh, gross game. But that's why we're watching them. because we're trying to learn, right? We're trying to learn. But I wish we didn't have to go through such hideous games. Oh god, I really do, because this is like this is demoralizing for my Warcraft 3 spirits. But we must do it. We must face it. We're playing another game. This time it's me versus human. So why do I think this game is disgusting, right? Let's just go over now. Why is this game the least entertaining, most painful disaster of a Warcraft 3 game to watch? Why is this game something that I loathe? Okay, well, for one, this early arc... Oh my god, this game. This early Archmage harass is so stupid. And guess what's gonna happen to it, right? So, okay, I realize I'm getting loop-de-looped. So I scout, I see you, summon wolves, and yeah. So, you know, this Archmage is going to be trying to do this all game. And I consider myself an old salt in this. So, like, I'm not going to let this happen, right? Right? No, I should have just kept on chasing. I think I'm going to try to get, like, boots of speed or something. So I figure as long as I'm on, yeah, bit the... Kind of... Okay, so I finally have boots there. And just look at the towers. The fact that I don't immediately tower my opponent right now, I think I should be ashamed of myself. I think I should immediately build a war mill, good. And I should immediately just tower my opponent. I let him get the Tome of Strength, unlucky. But I'm fast on this, so he doesn't get much harass, but he's, you know, he is slowing me down. I'm getting this, but I'm probably going to lose a grunt here. Let's be real. Am I going to lose a grunt? I'm level 2. He's 0 experience. So if the early game, or whatever, I lose a grunt, another bad case. But this Blizzard harass has just kind of annoyed me and wasted my time. I'm still able to get a level lead on you. But what have you gotten in the meantime? You've gotten a tech. So my opponent is teched, and now we're massing Arcane Sanctums. And you know, I should have known. The part of me that loves cheese and all this, yeah, I'm trying to fight cheese with cheese, right? Do you see this? Get the shredder here, but look at the net. How unlucky. What is this? Is this really what happens when you try to do something? So I really don't want it to die there. Okay, so there you go. Finally. What a game. So I'm thinking, alright, I have the shredder. So whatever BS I'm going to be facing, I want to do my own BS. So Bestiary, Spirit Lodge, maybe try to get... I don't know why I attacked that. Just all over the place game. I really hope you can feel my frustration playing against a human player like this. Look at this. 0 experience. Nothing to do, and yet I'm failing to amass an army. I'm teching straight to tier 2. In my mind, I'm strategically playing this well, right? Like, but look, see, look at this. This is all my opponent wants to do. This is it. And if anything, God bless them. God bless that my opponent has installed Warcraft 3, so at the 7-minute mark, you can have your level 1 heroes invisible. This is so bad. The only worst feeling is that I'm the one that's going to lose to it. So look at this. Just, alright, so we're able to get something. You get 1 kill, 2 kill. Alright, so you've done it. You've done it. 8 minutes in, the Great Cape. Oh, it's so cringe. So cringe. That's it. All that just so you could kill. And now you have the mass casters. Yeah, well, look, I'm sufficiently boned, right? Well, not really. This shredder needs to be working. Unfortunately, you can tell I'm a little tilt here, right? I'm physically trying to do so many things at once. Maybe build some watchtowers. This is a very aggressive watchtower. So, okay, fine. I have scouting now. And I see my opponent. Okay, now that you've done the annoying thing of keep me in my base, now you're going to creep the map, right? But it's all just so slow at 9 minutes in. Looking at this replay, what am I even doing here? I'm so paranoid that I'm going to get hit again that, yeah, my opponent's just creeping. Now, eventually, I got to do something here. Creeping. And look, I have the sentry words out. So, it's such an overreaction by me. Definitely overreaction, but I played right into my opponent's strategy. Be so annoying, super defensive. There's 0 chance, you know, I'm going to be able to defeat this early. So, you know, he's forcing me to play this patient game. All of the while, let's check out Humu, you know. Humu's a macro-oriented player, you know. Just so safe, trying to be as safe as possible. Meanwhile, my passive game plan is not working. How can I out-passive a human? I can't. As much as I'd like to, you really can't. And this needs to be way more towers. I have so much lumber because the shredder, but I don't have the second base. So the second base finally comes on behalf of me, trying to put up towers because, you know, the human machine can't do that well against... Oh, but look at this. Oh, yeah. 2 heroes now that you're level 3. So this is the whole strategy. If I just have a, you know, Bat Riders would have been great here. That would have been the real heads-up play, obviously. But, you know, so I'm sitting there just creeping, and now you come out. Alright, everyone, so just a little context here. This part of the recording, for some reason, the audio died. So here I am recording it again. And yes, that means I have had to watch this now twice. And the first time I watched it, I commentated it, and none of my audio caught. So, you know, the level of visceral annoyance I experience watching this sort of game in which I lose, you know, it's because that's my name up there. It's me. I'm the one getting my peons obliterated there, right? See, I am the one who is currently making the strategic decision to say, you know what, I'm not going to defend this, I'm just going to expand again, right? I'm the one who is thinking that I can overcome this particular annoyance. But unfortunately, I can't overcome it, right? I am playing this poorly. For example, the Raiders needed to just be here. Raiders counter all of this. Why is my heroes on the map when Raiders could just be sitting here? Anytime those heroes come to cast their channeling spells, Blizzard is a channeling spell, ensnare it. Flame Strike is a channeling spell, has a short channel time, but you can just ensnare it. So, you know, this is one of those things where obviously when I'm in the cool, relaxed, you know, looking and talking about the game afterwards, these things are obvious. But when you play the game, these sort of things can elude you. They can delude you. So at this point, I'm going to be real, fam. I know I'm lost. I know I've lost the game. At this point, I know I am behind, and it is bad news, and this is yikes. And I'm thinking, how do I win? What's the one thing I can do to win? And it's just, yeah, burning oil. Demolishers. Demolishers is the way, and I build 2 barracks. I actually stand, and I'm kind of proud of myself, in light of how annoying this game makes me. I am proud of this decision, and I even think maybe if instead of getting the Fire Lord, I don't know, maybe get Panda, or maybe just get Alchemist, or not Pit Lord, but maybe Beastmaster, any strength hero. I don't think going all range here. I see what I'm trying to do here, all range, Witch Doctors and Snare, you know, you can get some nice focus fire, but this just isn't the way. You can't beat this sort of army because you just have no DPS. You know, the Holy Fire and the Priest and the Paladin take care of that, and all of his items, you know, he's crept the whole map, so my opponent is just huge resources. However, Demolishers is the only thing in my orc heart that can even do anything against this. And you will actually find that once I start to eventually mass enough Demolishers, you know, it actually does start causing this siege on behalf of my opponent to be a little more complicated. See, because things like this. See, this complicates things. If I can get another hit in, trying, but this complicates things. You see, my opponent is actually such a conservative player that low health priest did cause him to move all of the units away, and then he can holy light it. You know, like we're all dads here, we're all moms, we're all not pro players, so we're limited, we are skill gapped. You know, we are gated by our ability to mechanically control these units. So in this case, you know, you have the advantage of this BS human army. The human army is better than your army. You know, that meme came to existence because I think it's easier to control the human death ball when it gets to this point. You have small units. Do you see this? One I'm trying over here. Do you see what I'm like playing against? This is the human army, and it's what it's always been good at. So GG's, you definitely lose this game. I'm not saying that the mass demos helped me, but I feel as if I was a better player and I had the foresight of, oh, they're doing this sort of strategy. Honestly, massing Raiders and Grunts and Demolishers behind the Witch Doctor seemed like a much better strat than this. So GG's. We're out. We might as well let the human destroy me. Yep, there you go. GG. Rage Pyre. Yeah, I lost. Sorry there, Rage Pyre. But you know what? Guys, there's more. There's more. We're going to focus on these tragic games. Man, these are hard. These are hard games to watch. They're hard games for me to watch, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it seems like it would be easy. But, the way in which you lose can be so simple. You know, you can just make a bad call. And I suppose that's why I love this game. It's so brutal. It's so punishing. So here we are, going a Firelord Rush against Night Elf. And people, if a Firelord Rush is going this long into the game, we know something bad happened. So, you know, let's end our misery. Can we end watching all the games in which we lose? Let's end our misery by really trying to learn what we could have done right and what we could have done better here. I personally think sometimes my original Fun Police Grunt build is better on maps like this, because if I was going my build and not trying to go kind of the extended Hitman Burrow Rush, my Fun Police Grunt would have already been messing this up, and my opponent is low skill enough that I think that, well, not low skill enough, no, low MMR enough that that would have been helpful. So look, this is so good for me, right? Look at how much damage the Demon Hunter is taking. This seems like a very clear win. Like, everything's working out in the strat. Look, he's trying to block me as if I'm gonna run. Hilarious. What are you doing with that wisp, right? You think I'm gonna run from you? You've misgauged the situation. And yet, let's look at why I don't win this game. Feels like I should, right? Well, because my opponent is fighting back. You understand that, well, I guess I'm just gonna keep doing damage to your Firelord. And can I express right now that I can't fight the Night Elf at night with grunts. You can hide all of these units. So I need dust. This isn't something that I can fight into. I need dust. But I don't have dust, so I will creep. I think that's a good call here. I like the decision to creep. I get an item. He gets level 2. I get level 2. It's kind of weird of me to think the rush is still going on because we're both level 2. And I haven't done damage to any of his archers or wisps yet. So the rush isn't really going on. Sell the TP, get circlet and dust. So now the rush is going on. But look, at this point you know the rush is going on. So you already have archers and huntresses. I'm still relying on the fact that my hero is stronger than yours. Especially with Soulburn now. So, yep, the dust is good. This is going our way in many ways. Micro is fine. Grunts are going on these archers, and they're dusted, so that's really good. Yeah, this archer's going to die. Man, feels like a great game, right? We're killing archers. Getting the soul burn off. We get another dust to kill that archer. We're out of dust, though, but nighttime's almost over. So just a great trade, right? I feel as if my heart's in the right place this game. I'm like, okay, maybe we can't full-on rush, but this is where things start getting dicey. I'm not creeping. I'm just waiting for resources to get a second hero, maybe. And I get a Dark Ranger. Could have went Naga here, right? There's one choice. You could have just got Naga. But instead we go Life Drain. That is really good DPS. Feels like the Demon Hunter's dead here, right? Yeah, so, man, how is this game not in my bag? What? We've killed the Demon Hunter so many times. Well, it's because you really have a hard time. Oh, you have a Dark Ranger too? That's so funny. You went a Dark Ranger too, and I have a demo here. So I think not getting the kill on the enemy Dark Ranger, that's proved bad, because I could have been doing all the damage on the Huntresses. And now that the Dark Ranger lives, you get a lot of full value from Life Drain. Don't want these grunts to die, but I really let them die. I mean, I really let that one grunt die. Meanwhile, this demo and the Demolisher were fighting. I bet my macro's off. I just know it. Yeah, macro's off. Thankfully, we're switching to mass headhunters because we realize we just need bodies. Man, these nets really hurting me. 9 HP grunt. What can you even do with this? That 9 HP grunt. I just have no units. I have no units. At this point, my opponent has been successfully And now we just lose our Dark Ranger. We're gonna speed scroll out of here. We must, because we have a demo. Yep, and now we see how this game's gotten away from us. So we're no longer rushing anyone, and we've definitely kind of dropped the ball. I think we had an advantage. I'm not really sure I'm loving the Dark Ranger. Could have been Naga, and I think Naga could have netted a lot more kills on those Huntresses. But this seems good, because if my opponent wants to fight me, I don't think you can end the game right now, so I'll probably just defend with my double barracks headhunter production. But this is pretty annoying. I need to TP out here. Yeah, I need to TP out here because I'm just going to lose everything. So don't lose everything. Manage to TP out. Have the Voodoo Lounge. So I had to do this ring around the rosy here to get the timing in. So now I can heal back in base. Repair the demo. But my opponent has the Ancient Protector up. Need to start attacking. Okay. This Watchtower is hilarious. Love how this Watchtower is completely in the wrong spot. The Watchtower is right there. Like, wow, Demon Hunter is just suiciding. It is insane how this player is playing like this, and I am not going to beat them. Look at this. I am so blind. Yep, that's what happens. And my opponent's just letting his heroes fall away. Just letting his heroes fall away. The funniest thing about watching these games is when you realize the caliber of micro you're losing against. I mean, my opponent is just giving me this game. I'm deciding that they are going to spend all their resources destroying this barracks for no reason. Meanwhile, I kill both of their heroes, and I mean, both. Is this Firelord gonna die? Oh my god, my Firelord dies. I could have life drained it. Could have life drained my Firelord. No, could have life drained my Firelord, but I don't. Still trying to get some unit kills here. Okay, but I don't have any units. See, I don't have a Firelord. So this is scarier than you'd think. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, my opponent has... Oh, look at this. Is losing archers. My opponent has every reason to still stay in the game here, because I have not closed it. For as much as me and my opponent are both trying to throw, we're both just not closing it. So the Dark Ranger's creeping. We now have level 3 Dark Ranger. Hi, my Demolisher. I'm losing a Demolisher to creeps. Buying Mud Golems and Gnoll Brutes. So sometimes, man, this game. I'm a scrappy player, though. I don't like to be losing. So I'm trying to put all the stops, trying to get all sorts of... See, but now I'm playing the Night Elves game. Do you know how this started as like a rush? What is this? This is freestyling. Just playing whatever. Yeah. Creeping, Mud Golem, tanking. Finally the Dark Ranger's getting in there. Okay, buy a Zeppelin. Why not? Your Gnoll Brute on the run. Zeppelin's pretty good against the Dark Ranger enemy life drain, but I think I should have defended here. I hope I defend with the Zeppelin, because, you know, it's nice to fight in these burrows, like the last time my opponent. Okay. I'm just destroying my opponent's tree. This game gets so painful for me. I want you to look at the Dark Ranger's health. Look how many times the Dark Ranger gets hit by Incinerate. And just look how much damage I'm doing to the Dark Ranger here. That's crazy. Ensnared. So you're getting chunked by a lot. Look at every auto attack. Feels like it's a lot of damage. Do I have... The Golem would have been nice to slow this. Another hit. Another hit. Wow. Look at the chunking. So much damage. Look at this. Wow, so much damage. Isn't that insane? This is what happens when you could just sit at the same spot with Incinerate. My hero getting hit by the tree. We're deciding to keep it going. Feels like a great game right now, right? Feels like it's hard to imagine this advantage going away. But my opponent has an expansion. So all of this doesn't really matter. Yeah, you're using a lot of gold to heal your heroes, but like I said, it doesn't really matter. You have an expansion. Meanwhile, I can't just run away. Whoa, no! You were out, Dark Ranger. Just keep running. Use the healing ward. No one hits it. Alright, alright, alright. So, by some miracle, I'm still alive. But my macro is just so poor. Sometimes I just need to up my own macro. Like, can I build a Tauren? A totem? I'm going to need to get Spirit Walkers. My opponent's army is just so much bigger. So much bigger. Don't have the army. Mass raiders is really the only thing I need. It's good versus their buildings. It's complementary with my two heroes. Just ensnare and focus something. Just mass raiders. Try to buy a sapper here to kill the expansion, but oh no. Seems like going to be a good sapper. Man. This game seems like I'm doing pretty well, right? Pretty well strategically, huh? Just killed the expansion there. Trying to fight. I don't like healing a raider there, but decent, I suppose, because we're eventually going to get the drain. So this is good. Soul burned, life. Yeah, you just have to TP there. Nothing but good for me, right? Maybe I just forced the TP, but I didn't really get many unit kills. I think that's my problem. I think I need to focus on unit kills at this point. Yeah, so I TP, and I'm feeling like I have not an economic lead, but I just feel good because I killed the expansion. Going back in, trying to buy another Scroll of Town Portal, do some Raider laming. At this point, trying to kill the Dark Ranger, but don't get it. He's killing all my units. I'm failing to sufficiently do damage to one thing. I have to TP, and now he has the army and I don't. Yikes. Level 5, bigger than level 4, level 4. And now I just throw it away by coming in here and attacking. Didn't need to. He has the Cyclone, so really can't do it. Yeah. And I remember this was such a fun game. I wanted to ask my opponent if they saw how much damage I was doing with Incinerate, because I really did have fun this game. In terms of that, there were a lot of mechanical moments. Yeah, GG's. Oh, it didn't pick up the chat. We were chatting. It just wasn't picked up there. Alright, guys. Wow, those were... Whew! That was physical... That was not fun to do. This was not fun to do. It's not fun to watch videos where you lose in these painful ways. And I want to emphasize, these are particularly painful ways to lose Warcraft 3, right? So, I mean, there is more. There's more. Look at this. This replay is called I Can Hardly Look at This. I am going to watch the replay that I have labeled I Can Hardly Look at This. And we are just going to get an insight into the psychology of a man who clearly loves this game too much. Right? Because what mindset do you have to be to name a replay that is of you playing the game as I Can Hardly Look at This? This is probably beyond painfully. This is probably like a strategic mess, this game. So we go mirror image and we're creeping. Okay. Mirror image creep. Okay. Mirror image and we're hitting the enemy Farseer. Great. We even get a little mirror image trick there. So let's see why this game is so hard to look at. Yep. Yep. Just ring around the Farseer. I know you're going to be able to resummon these. I go right here and creep. Little secret creeping spot. You see it. Pretty obvious. You're going to be on my Blade Master. I get the Ring of Superiority. Gotta have to TP out. Really bad TP by me, because now I don't have a TP. My shop. Need to get some health back. I'm a low HP mirror image blade, so I already don't like it. I'm feeling the need to Watchtower here, because I know my opponent's going to be rushing me. And unfortunately, I don't think I defend this Watchtower well enough. I think I need to build it again. I think I need to build the watchtower again. I think by canceling the watchtower, I gave myself an out. I said, okay, well, maybe it was a bad idea to build the watchtower in the first place. But no, I think I needed to build the watchtower. It was the right idea. I knew my opponent was playing aggressive. And I'm just deciding to keep creeping. I'm thinking, okay, the way I survive whatever BS is going to come at me is by having a strong Blade Master as I creep. So, Stronghold comes in. Do I see my opponent? So I do see my opponent's presence here. And what am I doing about it? You know, what am I doing about it? I need to get a Tavern Hero, maybe? No, I go Shadow Hunter. I think I need a Tavern Hero right now. Yeah. Where do I go? So I go... Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger's... Maybe Black Arrow. I don't think I should have went Life Drain first. I think Black Arrow is great. Yep. No, so I go Life Drain to heal the Blade Master. That's decent. I mean, not bad, you know, just kind of tanking a bit. Now you can heal off yourself. So I do like this decision by me. This is why this game is so disgusting, huh? Yeah, because I actually think I'm pushing really good. I actually need to get these wood peons. Wood peons need to be on the towers right now. But I'm not playing that. I'm not doing that well. Oh, I have a Demolisher and I lose this game? Why is the Demolisher here? Demolisher needs to go there. So at this point, I think I've played this incorrectly at this point. Yep. Disgusting. So I lose the Dark Ranger. Just a little too panicked at the towers. Lose the Demolisher. So now we know why the game's over, guys. Lose your Dark Ranger, you lose your Demolisher. It doesn't matter that the fight was kind of like lost by him because you had the towers up. See, my opponent was making use of their peons, and I was not, right? I was not making use of the peons. And in fact, these peons could have been there fighting, but they weren't. And now we're once again playing catch up. And Mirror Image Blade Master can't really play catch up. You got no Wind Walk. You know, you got no Wind Walk to be sneaky, so you're just gonna either face the damage or not. I mean, you have a demo here, so you'd think it's okay. You have a blade. Oh no, another boneheaded mistake. About to lose. So alright, this is just a tough game. Tough game to watch. Yeah, because it feels as if, you know, I had the strategic situation. It was close, but I could have defended this. Feels bad, you know. Then you don't lose that blade. No, you definitely lose this blade. Yeah, feels bad. Really, really frustrating game. And no way out. I can hardly watch this, especially because it just felt so in my grasp. And if I should have rebuilt the tower, should have done many things. But you know, that's what happens when you're not really thinking. You're just kind of playing, reacting. Now my opponent has the Voodoo Lounge. I don't. GG. Yeah, it's just a game. Thanks for the reminder. It's just a game. And you know what? This is really driving me crazy. You guys notice this camera's going in and out, in and out? Yeah, and then you keep seeing the top of this. Drives me nuts. Stop moving, camera. It's one of those things that go in and out. Why is it like that? I don't know. But anyways, guys, this was a brutal video, and we're gonna get better at Warcraft 3 because we watch our most painful losses. That's how it goes. So thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.